Today I have a story with a twist. Hi everybody, Steve Elliott here. Today I'm doing a painting in Procreate 4.1 and I'm using a texture that I've made. This is going to be an oil painting and I've never done this before. I've never put a texture over an oil painting, and what I wanted to do was sort of have the texture on part of the painting and not all of it. So I've created a layer, imported my image in of the texture of the canvas. I've set the screen mode to overlay, and then I've put that above my initial painting layer, and then I start painting. And I've chosen my Turner colour palette as a starting point. I do add other colours to it, but that's just where I'm sort of beginning with. And as you can see, I crash some colour over the whole of the canvas, but this time I continue to work on it. I don't sort of lock that layer down. I keep working on it to get the background in. Now, let me tell you about this story with a twist. But you're going to have to watch the video to the end to find the twist, or hear the twist to this story. I've had an absolutely wicked weekend. The sun in the UK is blistering, which incidentally I hate that. I'm not a big fan of the sun. I'm much more into the rain and cloudy weather. People say I'm weird, but there you go. So I'm not good in the heat. But we went for a picnic. My partner, her daughter and a boyfriend, and my daughter, her partner and their baby. And we went for a picnic to a place called Melbourne Pool. And while we were there, we walked past this group of artists sketching, as you can see in the photo on the left. And I went up to them and said, "Hi guys, do you mind if I take your photo?" And at first I was going, what do you want to take our photo for? And I explained to them that I'm a painter and an artist, and I thought they made a wicked subject. A bunch of artists like me sat there painting, and they all laughed at me and said, "Oh, we're not artists, we're just a family, and we've been to Melbourne Pool once or twice before, and we absolutely love it, and we thought it'd be really cool to come out here and all of us do a drawing." So it was just a family day out where they'd all got sketchbooks and pencils, and they were very happy for me to take their picture, and I told them where they could find the copies of the picture once I'd painted it for them to look at. And then at that point, we went off and had our picnic, not a million miles away from them, but we sort of enjoyed the afternoon. It was it wasn't a massively hot day, otherwise I'd have been whinging like crazy, so it must have been a nice day. I didn't do any painting or anything, we just had our picnic and we chatted, and it was really cool to be with the family and everything. So that was all really groovy. And just getting back to the painting very quickly, I did the whole background as almost a landscape all by itself. So that could be a standalone picture. And then I decided to put the people on. Well, I didn't decide, I was going to do that anyway. I painted the people over the top of the landscape. So they see the landscape with just one person in. And then, but I sort of, blend off all the edges and everything, so it doesn't look like they're stuck on the top. Anyway, back to the story. When we'd finished our picnic, we gathered all the stuff together and we took all our rubbish away, and we put the cans and any plastic containers and wrappers into a bag and took them home with us, which, I encourage everybody else to do, because we've got to, look after the wildlife, and we don't want the swans and the ducks picking up bits of plastic and stuff like that. So we carried all that away, and then we walked past this family again, and they says, "Oh, hi, we've all finished our drawing. Would you judge them for us and pick the best one?" And I said, "Oh my God, that's pressure, but okay, I'm up for it. Let's have a look." And they passed me their sketches and I looked through them, and then the twist came, and you got to watch the video to the end to find out what happened. So the painting, I am still working on that second or third layer. I did put sort of 1 or 2 characters on different layers, then merged them down, and in the end I ended up painting the whole of the picnic scene on one layer. And you saw there that I enlarged that a little bit. I was using the new liquify tool to sort of change shapes and resize things slightly. So that was really cool. It's a great feature. I love that. But I'm still using the crop tool or the transform tool and select tool to enlarge things as well. Especially when you're painting them on a separate layer, it's quite easy to enlarge stuff. So I use the turpentine oil brush for a lot of the painting. Then I went into the oil brush, and then most of the characters were painted with my own oil brush, which you can get from my website. I'll put a link in the video below where you can get that brush from if you want to have a try out with that. I've got a lot of things on there now, a lot of things. There's templates for drawing in the golden ratio, and there's watercolor brushes and oil brushes and a painting to download. So, and in the next couple of weeks, there will be a full set of watercolor brushes. So that free collection of goodies is available for everybody. So just, get along there and help yourself. That's what it's there for. So anyway, carrying on with the painting, I kind of painted all the people in rough, and I was paying particular attention where they lay to the posts and one another. So I didn't have to do a lot of shifting around and moving of characters. I got it pretty much straight away, but I just did rough paintings. And then once I did the rough versions, I then went in and overpainted them to tighten them up a bit. And you can see I've done that on the guy there. That guy on the right is key to the story line that we're going to get to shortly. So then I went in and I was painting some of the bags and oranges and peaches and Coke cans and stuff. Then I went back to the young man and painted in. They were really, really nice people. I had a good chat with them, and it was good to see that they were all drawing, and not all of them had ever done any drawing before, and that was evident in the sketches that they'd done. But they were all having a go, and they're all loving it, which was absolutely great. So, I've still got quite a few characters to paint, so I continue working on those. The young guy, that wasn't a problem. This middle character, seemed for me to be the hardest to get right. I had her looking like a Klingon. And then eventually I did get there, but it took me quite a while. You can't see in this video because it's speeded up, but I spent a lot of time just getting a face how I wanted it. Quite often people say, it's amazing how you can just sort of sculpt out these people really quick, but it's not in reality. It takes me a lot longer than you probably would imagine. But I had a lot of fun. I sort of tweaked the skin tones. At first I thought it was all a little bit grey, so then I went in with this slightly warmer orange colour to warm it up a bit, and there's no real whites in this. Is sort of an off-white creamy colour as a tattoo that I sort of spent quite more time than I would have probably thought I would have done getting that tattoo, the tone of it just right, so you can see it's a tattoo, but it's not like screaming out. Then I had to crop my photo on the left so I could zoom in as well, and because when you've got this split screen thing going off on the iPad, you can't zoom into the photos properly. So one tip is that you can crop them, and then you can zoom in much better and work on those. I kept this a really loose painting. I didn't want to sort of bog down with detail, and it still took me well over a day working on all the characters. It's quite a long painting, and God knows how long it would have took if I'd have made it sort of realistic. That would have been a nightmare for me, because I am an impatient person and I like to get things done quick. There you can see I'm warming up the skin tones, because I wanted to sort of, reflect that nice sunny day. And there's this awesome field of hay behind us, and they're actually overlooking a lake, looking at this lake and sketching that. So yeah, that was great. Anyway, let's get back to the story, and I will tell you what happened. So they gave me all of their sketches to judge, and I was thinking, this can go really wrong, but okay, I'll have a look at it. And what do I say? Do I criticize them, or do I be nice? And I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to be nice. I'm not going to say anything derogatory or put anybody down. And I'll just look for nice things to say about the sketches. And they were all pretty much of a same. They were all of a pretty standard of what you would expect from beginners, perhaps. But there was one sketch where he handed it to me. And in the sketch, there was a guy that clearly wasn't in his field of vision, but he'd drawn this guy on one knee giving something to a lady standing in front of him. And this was in the scene of the lake and everything. And I said, oh, is somebody... And then I was stopped by the guy who'd collected all the pictures. He says, yeah, in a bit. And I says, okay, we'll go with this. And so I went through, I didn't say anything else. I went through all of the drawings, and then I said, well, there's only one winner. And they says, who's that? I says, it's this one for obvious reasons. And I handed the picture back, and it's the one with the guy on one knee handing something to this young lady. And then they announced the winner, and this guy says, oh, I've won. Oh, that's awesome. And then he pulls this ring out of his pocket, and he goes up to the young girl in the painting and asked her to marry him. And that's what he was drawing in the picture. And we were all like, we were allowed to see this absolutely momentous occasion, which was, I thought he'd have probably kept it just for his family, but he didn't. He let us be part of it as well. And she said yes and slung her arms around him and gave him a big kiss, and she put the ring on it. He put the ring on her hand, and we all applauded, and they got a massive round of applause. And then we said goodbye and congratulations and carried on our way. And that was the twist to the story. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, a big thumbs up as always would be much appreciated. If you've got a story to tell me, put that in the comments. That would be awesome. And if you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe, because I've got lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.